Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of JeremyCraft. The plan for today is pretty simple. We're going to be getting some more work done on the nether tunnels and a little bit more work on the Old West town. But before we can do either of those things, I have something special planned for the beginning of this episode. As I mentioned in the previous episode, iron is a bit of a bottleneck for us, and having to constantly go for quick mining sessions is a little bit tedious. So I intend to solve that today with a bit of a journey. You see, one of our problems is that I cannot build an iron farm. Iron farms require villagers to be locked into small cells, repeatedly being scared by zombies, which just isn't an acceptable way for us to get iron in this series, considering the whole point of this series is to treat villagers well. However, for those of you who have seen my world tour, you'll know that there was an iron farm in this world at one point, way back in my other world. And with that iron farm and a lot of AFK hours, we had quite a big stockpile of iron sitting in our other storage system. So I thought it might be nice to head back to our old world, take a little look around, and grab the stockpile of iron before we head back. That way we have a really strong source of iron for a while, without having to build a new iron farm. We're going to do some other stuff while we're there. We're going to free all the villagers that are locked inside of houses. However, in order to get there, we are not going to use a new tunnel. In order to facilitate the fastest possible travel back and forth, in case we ever want to visit it again, I'm actually going to create something that I've been wanting to make for a while, which is a hole in the nether ceiling. This hole is going to have multiple purposes. First is it'll allow us onto the ceiling, obviously, for heading quickly between different distant areas, one of which is my old world. I want to create a second hole in the nether ceiling above the nether fortress so that we can build a very simple fortress farm, because I would love to have access to a beacon. There's a bunch of times where having a beacon would have been incredibly helpful for us in past episodes, and it would be very nice to just have one on hand. So in this episode, we're going to be doing those two quick things, heading over to the village, and then we'll come back and work on the rest of our projects. As you can see here, I have found a section of bedrock up there that is 1 block thick at the top height that bedrock can spawn, and it is perfectly in line with the center of our portal. So for those of you who don't know how to get onto the nether ceiling, all you have to do is get right up into where the top bedrock is. You'll be able to find it if you break a bunch of bedrock. You'll see that some of the bedrock spawns are way higher than the rest. Then you place a ladder on the side, get your ender pearl ready, aim at the top of the ladder, and spam jump as you throw your pearl. And it's that easy. The hard part is getting back. So make sure you bring some obsidian with you to make a portal, and you can get back this way. When I go back through the portal, it should take me to the lower portal. Yep, because it's a little bit closer to the bottom of the world. But if we ever need to get back up, it's nice and simple for us. Now before you come up here, make sure you take note of what the coordinate is for the block that you're trying to break. Otherwise, once you get up here, you're going to get completely lost and have to go back down. Now I've put an obsidian here just as a reference, but what you actually want to put here is a piston. Now what you want to do is build this structure right here with a lever powered on the back and a piston in this position, right on top of the block that you're trying to break. So this space right here is exactly where I want to break the bedrock. Then a trapdoor here, and 5 torches. Here, 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 and here. Now the last thing you're going to do is place this TNT block here, just 2 blocks in front of the torch. Make sure you have a second piston. You're going to light the TNT on fire, crouch and aim right about here, and spam click to place the piston. So this isn't a 100% reliable system. There's a lot of randomness involved, and if the piston is facing downwards like this, that's how you know that it hasn't worked. So just replace the blocks here really quick, get your piston ready, and go again. Oh my god, finally. I even stopped recording on replay because I was so certain that this wasn't going to work. Please tell me this actually did work, though, and I'm just going to look like an idiot right now. Oh. I was starting to think that this had been patched out because it was taking so long. I mean, in defense of this system, this isn't supposed to take this long. I was actually doing it wrong. I'm going to really quickly go over what I was doing wrong so that you guys won't make the same mistake. So I was just building this system up exactly the same way every time, like this, and I wasn't taking too much care about whether or not the switch at the back was flipped, which I think is actually important. In the video I was watching, it was a video by Raiseworks. When the front area all got blown up, he placed everything down in a specific pattern, which is not at all what I was doing, and I think that that was what contributed to it not working. So he'd flip that switch down, place these piston extends, you place your netherrack block, and then he would come to the back here and he would flip this switch here, which is not what I was doing. I was flipping this up manually, which I think is what caused this not to work. So yeah, I just wasted a lot of time doing absolutely nothing. But finally we have what we were after, the hole in the nether ceiling. Now if I break this all the way down, we have an easy way up and down. I can make a ladder that just goes up straight into the top of the nether ceiling. Okay, that is much more like it. I don't even know if I'm going to do a time lapse for the second one, because I literally did it in like 3 tries. If only I'd realized my mistakes in the earlier one, I could have saved myself like 20 minutes. Yeah, this is only supposed to take like a couple tries. So in case I wasn't clear enough earlier about what I was making the second hole for, just over here is the hole that I have above the nether fortress. So if I break these, you'll see that there's a big hole here that leads down to the nether fortress. So in the future, I'm going to flatten out and extend this crosswalk here. And then whenever I want to come down looking for wither skeletons, I will light up the rest of the fortress and mob-proof it. And then I will stand underneath the hole in the bedrock, which is actually a little bit farther forward now, but I will fly up, way up through the ceiling. And then it'll refresh all the mobs that are down there. And then I can just drop down there and keep refreshing the wither skeletons. And then also, if it wasn't clear here, these are to mark my path for when I'm flying. So I just follow the blue lights. And I arrive at my main portal. I'm going to do a second set of lights with regular torches to mark which one's going to which, but the regular torches will be what marks my way to my original island. So we're going to be doing that next, and I'll catch you guys when we are back at the original base. Alrighty, and we have arrived. I found a pretty cool method for placing the torches to make sure that they were evenly placed. I use the chunk board as F3 and G to always place the torch just inside of the chunk so that each torch is exactly 16 blocks away. That way every single torch is a perfect distance. For those of you who haven't seen the world tour, this is the ceiling of the nether in my single player world before I started making the JeremyCraft series. This is my piglin bartering system, and just up there is my old gold farm. Take a quick fly just to show you. If you're interested in seeing any of the stuff in this world, we're not going to be doing a ton of touring around, so if you're interested in any of that stuff, just check out that world tour. Yeah, this was my nether hub back in my single player world, one of my biggest solo projects that I did. This took a really long time. It has some fatal flaws. As you can see, there are mobs absolutely everywhere. It was really hard to spawn-proof this. I never really even attempted to. The only thing that it's spawn-proofed for is ghasts, which are why these carpets are sticking up here. They're placed in such a way that the ghasts can't spawn. But here we are back at my old world. I'm going to take a quick fly around for those of you who have not seen the world tour, but here's just a brief overview of what my world used to look like. And right here, actually, yeah, this is where I left all of this is the contents of my old ender chest. And here should be my tools, yeah. You can see the storage system that I built in our new world was based on this storage system. It worked so well in this world that I felt it would be a shame not to have used it again. The only difference is that this one is a little bit more narrow. There's some more chests in the one that we have back at our new base, but there are a couple of things that we need to do while we're here. One is obviously grabbing the iron. We're gonna do that in a second, but first I want to go around to all of the buildings where I have locked away villagers. They were kept safe in their own little spaces because I was so worried about them dying. But honestly, that was a bit of paranoia. I had some die early on in this world, which kind of got me worried, but it was an unnecessary worry because none of the rest of the villagers have died since then. So we're letting the farmer free here. Their workstation's still here, so they're still going to hang out, but now at the end of the day, they can go hang out at the bell with everyone else. Next is the librarian. Let's open up this side and put his lectern on the other side. Perfect. He's already exploring. Sorry for locking you in there, buddy. I had good intentions. And then the last people to free are the 2 librarians up here, who are glowing for some reason. Now they are free as well. Oh, almost forgot. This guy's back. I let him free during the world tour. I don't know why he hangs out up there. I wonder if he's pathfinding to the workstation up there. Alrighty, buddy. Yeah, I think he's heading towards this, or the barrel. See you, bud. Enjoy your new life. I'm gonna leave the trapdoor and stuff up here. Obviously, he can't get back up here, so I'm gonna move this. Perfect. Oh, what the... I genuinely did not know he could do that. Alright, I'm gonna leave this here then. He's just going up and down over and over. He's a fan. Wow. Cool. Alright. I'll just leave this open then. From now on. You going down? Oh, hey, look at that. They're already exploring. Man, this actually makes me feel really bad about having them trapped for so long. They just wanted to wander around, man. And I just, like, locked them in. There should be... Yeah, okay, I was gonna say there should be a couple more villagers. Move this. And remove all of that. Alright, and with this door, now everyone is good to go. Everyone's free. But alright, I think that's everyone. Let's let these guys free as well, actually. No reason to keep them locked up. Mass migration. Fantastic. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Any other areas where things might be locked up. I think we're good now. I think that's everyone. So, on to the materials. I don't want to fully consolidate the two storage systems. I don't want to grab everything that's in here and just bring it back to our place. But there are a few items here and there that I think I'm going to grab. Some stuff that will benefit us to grab and won't really be a huge deal if we remove them from here. Things like, I know there's like a couple books in here. Let's grab that. Infinity, Feather Falling. I'm going to bring our tools from this world as well, since I don't need them here anymore, and obviously this will be helpful if we ever die. We can just replace our tools without having to make entirely new ones. I am going to grab the contents of my old shulker box as well. This is basically the exact same shulker box that I'm currently using with the same organization, so this will just fill out the rest of the shulkers that we have, especially things like the light box and the redstone box, which we have very little of in our current ender chest. And then obviously this is what we are after. This right here. All of this iron. But I just realized it's actually not all we have. There was also some iron in here in my old valuables box. Alrighty, I think that is just about everything for this island. Now that we have that really quick way of getting back and forth, we can always come back here if there's something that we need, or other things that we decide we want to grab from here. But for now, I think we are good to go. And we're back. That is honestly not that bad of a journey. Takes about like 2 minutes. Alrighty, and now that we are back home, I think that's where we are going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions for things you'd like to see us build in this Let's Play series, please feel free to comment. That aside, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.